midway point of the year this season, they were 3-5, couldn't find an identity. The jury was coach Jason Garrett, while he looked to be on the chopping block. But after finishing the season with the NFC East title and a playoff win, doesn't look like Jason Garrett is going anywhere. Just ask Jerry Jones.
When I look around at what other teams are doing and trying to do to find their head coach, if Jason Garrett had been out on the market 2 weeks ago, he would have had 5 offers for head coaching. I know that. You've got to look at what your alternative is.
So if you listen to that whole interview, Jerry Jones, rather, gave him high praise, came just short of talking extension. But if you just focus on what we have, is Garrett the right guy to take the Cowboys to the next level, CC?
Of course he is. Absolutely. Because he understands the Dallas culture. Every ownership, every owner, every team, every locker room, every franchise has a culture. And you have to try to understand that culture compared to most owners are not going to give you the Nick Saban. Oh, you can come in and create whatever you want. Blow up everything, fire everyone. They're not going to do that. It costs too much money, and no one has earned that type of trust. Unless Bill Belichick, him and the Crafts fall out, and he would decide to go anywhere. Who else? I mean, well, the Raiders, I hope people are learning from that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, how did that work out so far?
Not great.
All right, I can guarantee he won't make it to the end of that contract. So being able to manage the franchise from a PR standpoint, their players are developed. We just got off the Lakers. Man, what's the problem? The younger players aren't developing. Well, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, that draft part, their draft room, their pro personnel, their college scouting, it has been tremendous. Man, they have gotten players, and they have developed those players. Now, they have taken some chances on some edgy guys as far as personalities. Are they going to be involved in the drug program? And they've missed on some of those guys, but they have taken a chance on guys in the draft and developing them. Jason Garrett has been a part of that. Their staff has already got overhauled. So they allowed the coaching staff to make the changes. You can see the young players are adjusting to those coaches. So, yes, I do believe that Jason Garrett is a good enough football coach from an X's and O's and all the other things. Managing the game and managing the culture of that team, I think he's done a good job of that.
I think we need to remind the audience what an NFL head coach historically has been. Because in this hiring cycle, what it looks like a lot of teams are doing is they find the offensive coordinator they want, and they're like, we're just going to make you the head coach. They are hiring guys to fix their quarterback, to run their offense, and they're giving them the head coach title.
And if people want to ask, well, why would they be doing that now, just absent of Sean McVay and him being popular with the Rams? Well, if you look at the game and if you look at the rules of football, they've almost eliminated a lot of the special teams. So now the football game is not a third offense, a third defense, and a third special teams. And based on the rules, it is more of an offensive game, not just because of the rules and them throwing the ball, but teaching the game. I would much rather have an offensive coach now because I can teach the rules of the game to my defensive staff and how we're going to attack it. Everything leans to the offense. So right now, if you're an owner, I would lean towards hiring an offensive coach for those reasons.
And just look at the Final Four. It's not the 4 best defenses in football. It's 4 best offenses in football.
Easily.
The 2 best defenses in football won a combined 0 playoff games this year. The Ravens got manhandled, and the Bears got unlucky. But when you play that style of football, luck plays a bigger part of it because you're playing low-scoring games.
And even if you look at those other teams that got eliminated, Nagy, offensive coach. Lynn, Chargers, offensive coach.
Absolutely. And so this is the way the league is going. But the reason I bring it up is Jason Garrett is a good CEO. He is good at being the head coach of the Cowboys. There's a lot involved in that. Now, in my opinion, could he use a better COO? Could he use a more creative offensive mind to help develop the offense and develop Dak? I think he could. Now, they seem committed to Scott Linehan.
Right.
They've made that clear. But Scott Linehan's been an offensive coordinator in this league from 2009 until now, with the Lions and the Cowboys only 1 year off. There's only 2 years he's been the coordinator of a good offense. The 2011 Lions and the 2016 Cowboys. Could they use, in my opinion, some fresh blood, even if it's leaving Linehan as offensive coordinator, similar to what they did on the defense with Chris Richard? Bringing in someone as almost a co-defensive coordinator is what they did with
because that Chris Richards, what he brought in the coverage aspect to help revamp that secondary to go with Rod Marinelli, and what he was doing with the defensive front as the full-time assigned defensive offensive coordinator.
Chris Richard is
I like that.
Defensive passing game coordinator. Do I think the Cowboys could use a passing game coordinator to help the route combinations in Dak? I do, but that is not what Jason Garrett is there for. I know he was a quarterback, but he is not. He's got a lot of other things on his plate that aren't, I am going to be the quarterback whisperer that the Jets are asking Adam Gase to be, for example.
Or I'm just going to be a head coach in general. In Dallas, it's a whole different game. You have to be a conduit between Jerry Jones and what happens on the football field, which is an entirely different skill set that you need to have where other coaches maybe wouldn't be as successful. He happens to be great at that, and Jerry Jones
And he's 77 and 59. Like, there's a long list in his career coaching. It's a long list of NFL head coaches that we consider good coaches that have a winning percentage right around 56%. That's where Jason Garrett is. I do think the offense could use a little more nuance, if you will. I wonder if they'll add it this offense.
I don't think people care that much, but I'm going to say this. Jason Garrett's a good guy, too. The beginning and end of the day, man, he's a good guy, man, and I would like to see him be successful because I like to see good people be successful at their profession.
I care about that. I'm glad he's a good guy.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm now a Jason Garrett guy.
I don't care so much.
Coming up, he doesn't care so much. Does the Patriots defense have any answer for Tyreek Hill? That's ahead on First Things First.
Hey, Mr. Tickler.